This is TWiT.
Earlier this week, the denizens of the International Space Station, Russian cosmonauts along with Americans, were told to immediately evacuate the space station and go to their launch vehicles, their capsules, because a debris field was on its way. The debris field, which did in fact pass by but missed, thank goodness, the space station, was created by a Russian anti-satellite test. It destroyed one of its own satellites early Monday, sent thousands, 1,500 pieces of trackable fragments into space, 300 miles up, not so far from the orbit of the International Space Station. And they will be there, moving at thousands of miles an hour and posing a threat to anything that will go across their path for years. Kind of irresponsible. It's not, by the way, the Russians aren't the only people that have anti-satellite technology, ASAT. We've done ASAT tests, so have the Chinese, although in most cases, I think the way to do it responsibly is somewhere where it won't impact people in space. There will be a potential collision risk to most satellites in low Earth orbit from the fragmentation of Cosmos 1408 over the next few years to decades, according to Leo Labs, a private space tracking company. There's even some evidence that Russia did this to attract the attention for their space program, which hasn't been going very well lately. I don't know. Here's a visualization of the near miss. There's the Cosmos 1408, the debris. There's the International Space Station. Whew.
Wow.
Yeah. They sheltered in their capsules for a while. I don't remember how long, an hour or so, and then were able to go back into the space station. Here's the ASAT explosion. There's the debris field. Oh. Nice. Yeah, that's pleasant.
Oh, boy. Is this a potential new market for companies to go up there and clean up space?
So we were talking about that, too, and apparently there are a number of companies. There's a Japanese company, among others, who are doing space cleanup stuff. They're trying all sorts of different technologies, magnets, nets.
As a Star Trek fan, I hope this is where we start creating the deflector dish. This is the reason for it.
You're going to need it.
Away from you.
You're going to need it. Yeah. Just one of those things could destroy the space station, literally vaporize it. As you know, if you ever saw Sandra Bullock flying through the air in gravity, actually, Rod Pyle, our space guy, was telling me that the space station's one of the windows was damaged. It's like a 14-layer window. Was it the shuttle? One of the windows was damaged by a paint chip.
Whoa!
Paint chip that was coming at it at 1,500 miles an hour. So, Chris Hadfield says more regulations are needed to protect astronauts from space debris. He was the first commander of the International Space Station. He said that we're prepared for this. We're trained for it. It does happen, but there's really no excuse.
Didn't Russia say they denied even doing this? So what regulation can you do?
Well, the sad thing is that there were Russian cosmonauts in the space station. Secretary of State Blinken accused Russia of launching the missile in a reckless and irresponsible strike. There was some upset over all of this, and yet it is always going to be a potential problem. I don't know what the answer is. Yeah, and we're sending more stuff all the time. And, of course, the other thing Rod and I talked about is the Kessler syndrome, which is probably not likely. Space is a big place, even though there's lots of debris up there. The space station can maneuver. But should you have a chain reaction of debris hitting debris, creating more debris, and then that debris hitting and more debris, the Kessler syndrome actually, at the end of it, it's a chain reaction that you could actually blot the sun out because of all this debris. So I don't know. I don't want to scare anybody. Something a little nervous.
I mean, that is the definition of in space. Nobody can hear you scream.
Yeah.
As a paint chip hits your window.
Yeah. Terrifying.
One of my fraternity brothers, hi Dave, he does track debris, space debris, and he says there's so much of it. And the hardest part of it is that you can only track debris of a certain size. Once it gets smaller, it's almost like invisible to any tracking system that we have with current technology. So all the smaller debris is more dangerous than some of the bigger ones, because you can track that and you can like maneuver, like fire thrusters, get around it. It's all these tiny little bits that are like little bullets just flying through the space and can cause a lot of damage.